Yeah, first off, kudos to Columbia. I thought they played hard. I thought they executed pretty well at both ends and sustained a big run for us at the end and they came out the win. But that being said, a couple things about the game. One, just the support from the Dartmouth community, the Upper Valley community was great. The alumni in attendance, that you can feel the energy in the gym, especially towards the end of that game. I think for us, two moments in the game, up 28-20 in the first half, we need to finish that half stronger than we did. There's missing an open shot, which happens, but then there's lack of execution, lack of getting stops on the defensive end. So I think for us, we needed to finish that half stronger, and I think second half, I thought we just needed to have a little more edge to us on certain defensive possessions, a little more grittiness. But that being said, to come back from a 17-point lead with under 8 minutes under the 8-minute media, to cut it to one possession game, and then just they made a couple plays down the stretch on some things we were trying to do. They took advantage of it. So it's hard with the loss. There were some bright moments, but a lot of learning moments that we will apply to practice this week.
Questions from the student athletes?
Both student athletes, talk a little bit about, I'm assuming you were aware that Harvard lost today at the end of the game. And talk about how you get a down moment by losing, then seeing Harvard lose, it just shows how tough this league is. Talk a little bit about that, because how even it is and how, you don't want to lose today, but it's a tough league.
Yeah, I mean, the league is really good top to bottom. There's no freebie games, even if you're at home. And it just goes to show, because I think part of that is because we only have the top 4 teams make the conference tournament. So every game is super valuable, and there's a lot of great coaches and great players in this league. But that being said, I think we really don't care that much about outside results. Because at the end of the day, if you take care of your business, then it really doesn't matter what anybody else does. So yeah, that's what I would say about that.
I do have one follow-up after that, but go ahead.
Yeah, just like Jackson said, Harvard lost. It is what it is, but if we take care of our business, other people's losses and wins don't really matter, I'd say. But yeah, like Jackson said, the Ivy League's such a good league. There's no clear-cut games. There's no clear-cut better teams. Anyone can win or lose on any given night. So, yeah.
You look at your team and, they never say die. They come back. But today, I felt a little empty at the end. I felt that there was a lack of maturity on behalf of players during this ball game. And I thought that you made more, I guess you'd say, simple mistakes mentally and physically than usually happens, both players.
That's basketball. Mistakes are gonna happen, and we just gotta learn from them. And that falls on the shoulders of me, Jackson, and Jaden as leaders that have been playing since we've been freshmen, to basically reel those guys in and give them our support as well as help them out in those moments. But I think guys are gonna learn from the mistakes that we made. But it just comes with passion at the end. We just have to show more passion. We fought as hard as we could, but that has to carry on for 40 minutes. And I think after this game, guys are going to flip that switch and we're going to be all right.
Any further questions for the student athletes? Oh, sorry.
Mental mistakes are a part of the game, but the thing is, you can correct a lot of mental mistakes by just playing hard. And I think we didn't do that for 40 minutes tonight or today. You can say that we had some immaturity, but I think underlying that is just we didn't play hard enough to make up for some of those mistakes.
Question for Jackson. So you led the team in 3-point attempts, clearly weren't hesitating to shoot it from deep. I was just wondering if you could speak a little about what you guys work on in terms of spacing and positioning, especially leaking out after a pick to kind of that elbow area on the 3 that allows you to get so many open looks?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that the way that they defended ball screens, that if we just sort of faded back after setting the screen, we would be open, and we manipulated that pretty well to get a lot of good looks for myself and Brandon. And yeah, it was really just exploiting something in their game plan. Yeah.
And then this can actually go to either of you. You both had some pretty cool dunks. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, how that impacted gameplay or crowd-wise or anything like that.
Never dunks.
Yeah, but I
did not have a dunk.
I mean, it was a good play. Coach drew up a play and they ended up cheating it. So, I mean, it was a clear lane and just dunked it. But I dunk all the time. Jackson's, I would say, was more impressive given not a lot of people even think he can dunk in some cases, but he actually is probably one of the more athletic guys on our team. So it's always fun to see him get above the rim every once in a while.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Looking at the team, one of the categories on the sheet, as you can see, and it's meaningless almost, and it's bench points. And that's because one guy got all the bench points. And he's a guy they didn't really plan on a lot this year. But talk a little bit, and either one of you can answer this. Talk a little bit about the complementary play that he gives Nolan, and how it makes it easier for them to run their offense with what he contributes.
Who are you referring to exactly?
I'm referring to,
Oh, Sanders.
yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. I thought he did a really good job controlling the pace. And he allows Nolan to play off the ball a lot. So, I mean, if Nolan's going to play 40 minutes like he did today, you don't want him dribbling the ball that whole time. That's just going to wear him down. So I thought Sanders came in, did a really great job just sort of, getting them into actions and allowing Nolan to be off the ball and, use his off-ball gravity in that way.
Any further questions? You were good, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Be good next weekend.
Thank you.
Great questions for Coach McLaughlin.
They've been struggling defensively, and they held you to 10 of 30 on twos, and they held Kareem to 11 and 0 of 6 from two. What did they do well? They had two bigs out there a lot. Was that something you expected to see? They kind of had necessity.
Yeah, that's where they play. I thought they protected the paint. I thought their verticality was good. I thought their physicality when we got in the paint was strong. I thought there was a couple plays we should have finished in the paint, and then a couple plays we should have got 2 feet down and kicked it out for better shots. So when you're collapsing like that, you either have to finish plays or you have to make decisions down in the paint. And I thought we just weren't consistent enough with those decisions. So like I said, kudos to them for protecting the paint that way. But when that happens, you gotta finish plays or make decisions.
Coach, so around like the 6-minute mark, 6 minutes to go in the second half, you guys kind of went on a run, started to gain back some of that momentum. So I was just wondering, like, what do you guys talk about in timeouts, in the huddle, that allows you guys to kind of shift the energy in that way?
Yeah, we've got stops. When you get stops, you can get out in transition. We didn't foul. So think about it, right? So they took 20 free throws in the second half, right? So there was a 3 or 4 minute span where they didn't take any. So when you can get stops and you can rebound and get out, that's going to allow you to get easier baskets. So there was a stretch there where I think they went to the foul line 4 out of 5 possessions. We fouled the 3-point shooter. We had a technical foul call. So when those things happen and you have someone who's a second leading foul shooter in the country and he happens to be shooting most of those free throws, it's going to take the juice out of the game. So when you get stops, just like any team, it's going to energize you and allow you to get out in transition. You're welcome.
Looking at the big picture here, probably the thing that you can count on the most is you've been there and done that, and you're going to come back from behind. I mean, I'm sure you don't feel comfortable being down that many, but you always know that if there's a chance, you're going to pull it out.
We had the under 8 media and we talked to the guys and we said, this is not over it all. Like we just have to execute and make shots, play with confidence, get to the free throw line if we can, allow us to set up the defense the way we want. And the players are saying the same thing. And I think that there was a couple runs that you want back, a couple decisions I made that I want back, and I thought they just capitalized in a really good way on some of our missed opportunities.
I talked earlier about discipline. You mentioned the technical. There's things that, a team of this leadership strength at the top, you don't usually see those mistakes. How difficult is it for you to have that happening? And, who knows, it may have cost the game.
I mean, he spiked the ball. He tried to catch it. He didn't. So it's just like one of those, just a mental moment. He talked to him as soon as he came out. He gets it. I'm not worried about it. Just a little frustration, and you can't do it. You can't slam the ball, or at least catch it if you're going to do it. He understands. Jaden's a senior. He will be the first one ready to go and practice on Monday. No doubt in my mind.
Any further questions? Yes. So you went into the half tied, and then it looked like came out with some pretty good momentum. So I was just curious about how that impacted coming in the second half.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, we needed to finish the first half a little stronger than we did, right? So, I think we did have some good momentum. And again, you missed some shots, you missed some open looks, and I thought they did a good job getting downhill early in the second half. So it caused some fouls on us. It got them a couple easy baskets, and it didn't change the way we were defending them in any way, but I think it just gave them a little bit of a lift. And like I said, after that, once they were getting to the foul line, then that's when the lead built up a little bit.
I had one more. We talked with the players before about other teams, and I understand, you take care of business, you'll be all set. However, having said that, so many times in recent years, you've had your backs to the wall heading down the stretch. When Harvard loses a game today, but right after you have, that is going to be something that, in the long run, just takes a little pressure off you.
It's just, and I think it's a really valid point, but it's literally, I think these guys are being honest. They are only thinking about Friday right now. And even me as a coach, I haven't looked at the scores yet. I have no idea until you told me. And even the Princeton Brown game was at 12 o'clock. I didn't even look at the score before we started playing. It's just about us right now. And Murph, I think you're going down the right path, but for us, it's just we have to but stick to our identity and just have a really, really good week because we're playing a really, really, really good team on Friday. Really good team.
Any further questions? Yeah, speaking of playing a really good team on Friday, how are you guys feeling going into that on the road?
I'll let you know on Monday afternoon. I think the biggest thing is guys need to get some rest tonight. We have an alumni reception out there, and one of the biggest parts of Dartmouth is the alumni network for student athletes and students alike. So a lot of former players and alums who are just like you guys, just like everyone, they just love their experience here. They don't like their experience here, right? And that's what makes this place so special. So our guys need to move beyond the game right now and spend some time with the alumni and take care of their bodies tonight and be ready to go on Monday.